Okay, the two Tylers. The two Tylers. Each of you can begin to be the man of peace and create in your atmosphere the safe place, the friend group, the honesty family Havira. Okay, chapter 1 is 2 habits. Stop, get on your knees, speak a blessing, fix the world with your words once a day. Each person that you bump into, you say, hey, we call our home the family, the peace house, the peaceable kingdom house, and we have a box and we add the first names of suffering people. That's our good energy and love and healing box. We're collecting first names of suffering people. Can you think of one person around you that we can send good energy and healing and giggles and joy and positive life change to? Just pick a first name of somebody that's having a tough time. And a lot of times let's say my mama or my father or my sister. And you say, okay, just the first name, that's all. And so you collect the first names, you write them down, you take them home and you put them in that little box, the special box that's on your mantle or in a special place on the wall. So that's chapter 1, 2 habits. Chapter 2 is special equipment. 2 things. The special box that you're going to put first names in, and fabric. Fabric to make the prayer times special. And what you do with the fabric or how you do that thing is kind of up to you. But I like to go out in the woods with a little handsaw and get a branch, a piece of wood, a thin piece of wood, 5 to 8 feet long, and mount it to the wall. A piece of wood from a place that you would go out in the woods and spend some peace time. So you're bringing a natural piece of wood inside your house. And then you're hanging some nice pieces of fabric over that piece of wood. And I suggest that you hang 4 pieces of fabric for a special reason that we'll talk about later after we get to chapter 6. But when it's time to fix the world, you grab one of the pieces of fabric and you put it over your shoulders or you put it over your head when you're speaking the prayers of peace. On your knees. So, chapter 2, 2 pieces of equipment. The box for first names and a rack with special fabric. At least 4 pieces of special fabric. Then chapter 3. This is the pivotal chapter. Chapter 3 is the honesty time, where we talk about our downsides. We meditate on the areas where we feel like we're still a little broken, where we have a weakness, where we're kind of incomplete, and where we need help. And we learn how to cheerfully describe the areas where we want to ask for help for one another. And we're cheerfully describing our weaknesses and downsides so that our friend group can actually think about us and help us with our dreams and goals and success. It's a happy thing. Chapter 3. Being cheerfully real about our downsides. Take your time. Do some homework on that. Then chapter 4 is dealing with the devices. Dealing with the devices. You want to write a list and put it on the wall. How are the ways that we can get caught in negative things on our devices? We can get distracted by hobbies or interests. We can get caught up in relationships that distract us from our hobbies or our interests or our most important work or our priority people. We can be enticed to want to buy things. We can be enticed to get involved in games and entertainments and amusements. We can get desire, lust, fascination for a person. We can be disturbed or distracted by too many friends and communications and phone calls and little notes and things. Put a list on the wall of the ways that we can have problems with our devices. So chapter 4 is dealing with the devices. And then chapter 5 is 2 exercises. Exercise for joy and power, and exercise for power and self-control. Chapter 5. The 15-minute thank you time. You set the kitchen timer for 15 minutes, which is actually a long time. And if you're using your surprise language, which is a gift for all human beings, you don't have to join some special club or church organization to just enjoy the language of humans and angels, which strengthens your invisible soul. It strengthens your mind and your thoughts, your emotions and your feelings, and it strengthens your willpower and your ability to choose, and even to choose the right tone of voice when you're stressed. It's marvelous. It's lovely. And for those who are not, I encourage people not to be uncomfortable with the surprise language, the language of humans and angels. My surprise language has been overheard in Arabic once. Whoa, amazing. My friend was saying, "How do you know this Arabic? You are saying, God help me, in Arabic. How do you know this Arabic?" I'm like, I was just goofing around with Jesus language. It's like, no, you know this word. How do you know this word? You are such wise man. I'm like, I didn't know what I was saying. And then another person who understands Farsi was saying, you are saying, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up in Farsi. And you are saying, like, kind of fat and complete and healthy in Farsi. 3 different times my surprise language was overheard in an understandable language that surprised or shocked a person. That's pretty cool. That's almost like my buddy Dan getting given a bass by Phil Lesh from the Grateful Dead. It's kind of a treat from, the faraway Supreme Father for me. So anyway, don't feel uncomfortable about people who are goofing around with their language of humans and angels. Don't be prejudiced. Don't feel frustrated. I mean, it didn't come to me until a certain point in my life. And God kind of holds some of these things in his pocket. I could tell you a handful of stories of different times when the new language came up for different people that I've known. It's very fascinating, and how it manifested. But we do a combination. We call it the 15-minute thank you time. And we do like popcorn thank yous, which is like we're just popping out little statements. Thank you for dolphins. Thank you for clouds. Thank you for strawberry jelly. Thank you for my favorite sneakers when I was 13 years old. Thank you for my first K guitar that was given by my daddy's friend. Thank you for this. Thank you for that. And people are throwing out thank yous. And when you hear one that's kind of cool, you can kind of add to it. Wow, thank you for peanut butter. Yes, and thank you for peanut butter and marshmallow fluff sandwiches. And so it becomes a laughter thing. And when you're filled with declaring simple things of your appreciation, evil and hatred cannot actually dwell in your mind and in your heart. There's no room for it. The human mind can only hold one thing at the forefront at a time. So when you are singing songs of thanksgiving, when you're making funny little childlike declarations of what you're happy about, if you're operating in the language of humans and angels, that's what you're operating in. And your soul is being refreshed and strengthened, and it is an exercise. How do we learn things? We learn things from our parents. We learn from them how to hold a spoon and put the applesauce in our mouth. And we learn from what they do. So we're going to say thank yous, and thank you for watermelons. Yay! So that's chapter 5. And all of those chapters can be enjoyed by any person that's afraid of religion, Jesus, God, church, and Bible. And you can just have fun with those 5 chapters. And that's my story for the Tyler and Tyler. And you guys are going to begin to build something awesome. One baby step at a time. Watching what Father's doing. It's really awesome. Yippee!